Hey guys, Soulard here, back again with another edition of Flashback Fridays, and what I have for you today is the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse Batman Futures End Inc. as Batman Beyond. Now before we get into the meat and taters of this review, since I no longer have the packaging for this figure, let's just take a look-see at his/her, get into that, collectible trading card, which I think features artwork from the source material. I can't tell. But either way, there's a bio on the back that you can pause and read at your own leisure. But long story short, Inc. is a villain from the Batman Beyond series. Not just animated series anymore, because he has expanded into the DC Universe comics side of things. And Inc. is essentially a shapeshifter in a way, so that's why she is able to look like this. Other than that, I'm not 100% familiar with the character. I did used to watch the Batman Beyond animated series when I was a wee lad, but my memory of that is very vague, because I was very young when that show was quote-unquote popular, so I don't know a whole heck of a lot about Inc. other than she is a female character that can kind of shapeshift and I think make constructs out of ink and stuff. She's pretty cool, I'm not gonna lie. Kind of looks like Shriek from Marvel. That gives you any idea of what she normally looks like, which, fingers crossed, we get that at some point, along with a Spellbinder, who I've been pushing for in this line because I love the look of that character. The crazy spiral design is really freaking cool. But other than the collectible trading card, this figure does come with a pair of alternate hands. Grippy grip hands, for those of you who are wondering. As well as a Batarang, which is not accurate to the Batman Beyond Batarang, but I have 4 of those thanks to the Target exclusive Joker bot figures. So I can easily give this figure one of those if I wanted. And then of course we do have the hockey puck display stand. We're used to seeing in this line. Seen it a million times. We're going to see it a million more, let's be honest. And for those of you who don't tune into my channel on the regular here, this is essentially the same Batman Beyond figure I use in a lot of comparisons. So there's not a whole lot new to go over here, but since it has been a while since I've looked at that Batman Beyond figure, I will go over the articulation and stuff quick, but I will leave a link in the description below to the very first Batman Beyond figure, which would be the Target exclusive one. Or maybe I'll leave a link to the other one. I don't know, I'll figure it out. Maybe I'll leave a link to both. Go watch my videos, damn it. Either way, as far as articulation on this guy / girl goes, he's got the double ball peg in the head, which this is before they kind of perfected the double ball peg. It's definitely no Deathstroke or anything. And then he's got the tilt. The tilt is really good. Tilt is insultingly good compared to the up and down. It does have side to side. Shoulders can go out to the side. Past 90, holy shit. Go back down. Go forward and back. It's got a bicep swivel. Double joint at the elbow. Standard stuff. And actually, these elbows are pretty good. A little bit choppy, but not a giant gap or anything. At least not an overly giant gap. He does have the ball hinge wrists, which do work. He's got the little tabs on the backs of his arms for the wings, which I will do for final thoughts. I want to save you some time, but the wings can splay out. You can see they have this blue splotching on them to stimulate ink. Because, duh. There you go, there's both wings. And there's a trick to actually get these off, and what I do is I'll set these figures on the heat duct for a little bit, the heat duct in my room, on the floor, actually right over there. And I will carefully pop these out to save shelf space for the most part. But with this one, I don't know. I'm tempted to leave them on because it kind of adds to the look with the whole blue splotch and stuff. But I might just take them off anyways because it does have the blue symbol at least. Which I guess you could use this as an alternate costume, since it does just have that blue symbol and it doesn't have any of that splotching anywhere else on the figure. But he does have a diaphragm joint that does work pretty well. Whatever, I don't... I lost track. Does have a swivel there as well. In there. A little bit of tilt. You can spread the arms out. Does kick forward and back. It does move out, back down. Does have a... I don't remember this guy having a thigh cut. Okay, there's one over there. What about this? Oh, there we go. I had to crack it free. I had to do that the other day. What was that on? Talon? I can't remember. But there's a double knee, which the bottom knee looks good. I can't get the top one to move. What the heck? Come on. There we go. The knee joints look pretty good on this guy. Girl. Not too shabby. Just a little flat, but that's fine. That's acceptable. No cliffs of Dover. That's a win. And then he does have the ball hinge ankles, or she. And they do rotate. They do hinge up and down. They tilt side to side there. Toe hinge. Which I think is tight and neutral on both sides. Yeah, it is. How about that? And then it does have the thrusters on the bottom, as well as the peg holes for the hockey puck display stand. But the Batman Beyonds, I've never really had problems standing, so I think that's fine. And I never did an anatomy breakdown of this mold, but I think for the most part it's okay. Terry McGinnis is not the most jacked dude ever, so I think this is appropriate. The shoulders and the head seem to all be in the right place. The shoulders could have been a little bigger, but not by a lot. Again, a lot of the anatomy stuff I talk about on this channel, it's literally like millimeters of a difference, but that difference actually can make a figure look a lot better. You'd be very surprised to know just how much something so little could help improve a figure. Because I think it would. That said, I like this figure, especially for the clearance price I got it for, which was like 10 bucks. And if you got the Target exclusive Batman Beyond and did not get the head with the facial features on it, this is a good way to get that, because you could always throw that masked head on this, which I might even do that. I don't know, I kind of like having both. Or, you know, better yet, you could get another one of these and throw that masked head on it without the facial features and have two different versions of ink. But that is, well, for lack of a better term, friggin' crazy. So, we're probably not going to do that. But I do have the other two Batman Beyonds for comparison because, well, I use this figure so much in comparisons. And I've already compared this figure to all the other Batman Beyond figures like Shriek and Blight. Hell, we just did that last week with the Unmasked Shriek. So I'm not going to pull out any other characters. I'll just give you a look at how this figure stacks up to the other Batman Beyonds I have. Other than this, I am missing a couple of Batman Beyonds from this line. I don't have the Platinum Edition Chase, which has some silver and red paint apps. Looks really slick. I'd love to have that, but unfortunately it is very expensive these days. And then there is the malfunctioning suit, the not infected suit, but glitched out suit. It kind of looks like it glows in the dark, but I don't think it does. Either way, that one didn't do a whole heck of a lot for me. I think if anything, that silver and red one would be really cool to get because it kind of reminds me of Batwoman from the Mystery of the Batwoman movie in a way, because she was silver and red. But I'm going on a tangent here. So with that being said, let's now move on. Take a look at some size comparisons. First up, here is Ink as a Batman Beyond next to the other Batman Beyonds I have from the McFarlane Toys DC Multiverse line. We have the standard release with the facial features. Shout out to Toy Shiz for the hookup on that one, as well as the Target exclusive faceless version, I guess I'll call it. And I gotta be honest, I do think I still prefer the Target exclusive one over the other two here, most because it's not 100% cartoon accurate. It's more or less based off the comic book, which, as it should be, that's what it's meant to do. But as far as a comic book Batman Beyond, I do like the faceless one. I think that's a really cool look for this character and adds a lot of mystique to the overall design. That said, the facial features are nostalgic for me. I love the Batman Beyond animated series, and maybe someday we can get a Terry McGinnis in the animated Bruce Timmish style. That'd be really freaking cool, man. And last but certainly not least, we have our two regulars, the Mythical Agents, Brother Mandibulus, Living Spawn, who's about neck and neck with good old Ink / Batman Beyond here, if you count the ears. But I don't do that because that's cheating. So it is essentially business as usual. So that being said, time to wrap things up with some final thoughts. Overall, and while I am happy to be adding essentially another member of Batman Beyond's Rogues Gallery to my DC Multiverse collection, I do hope we get a proper version of Ink someday, along with other villains from the Batman Beyond animated series like Spellbinder and that crazy hunter guy with the robotic spine. I'm sure there are a few other really awesome characters that I am missing, but for now, at least for the price I paid for this guy / girl, which would be the low price, the half price of $10, I would highly recommend, if you haven't picked this one up yet, to do so, because I think it's a fun figure. You know, having an evil doppelganger of one of your favorite characters is always fun for toy photography and displays and stuff like that, so I think there's some fun to be had here. So with that being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this week's edition of Flashback Fridays. If you are so inclined, please don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you know whenever I upload more reviews like this one. If you haven't already, please hit me up on Instagram at Overlord Productions. But as always, keep comments civil, because the world sucks enough as it is, especially when, I will say, I feel like this figure got the short end of the stick as far as accessories are concerned. Maybe some fists, maybe this flight stand I had to rig him up on. Something, man. You didn't even get the jet thrusters like the other Batman Beyond single releases. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later.